Recently I reviewed a camera called the Olympus 220 AZ, and when I did that video I had a slight problem in that I looked up the title and had put a 200 and not a 220. So I changed the title and thought no more about it. Then, having sort around my camera boxes, I discovered that in the same box as the AZ220 was a 200. And here we are, Olympus AZ200 Super Zoom. I think it's a camera from about 1992, and interesting, what does the super zoom actually mean? Because when you look at the zoom, it's actually a 38 to 80mm, so that's pretty standard. And the body of the camera is incredibly similar to the 220. The main difference, and there are a couple of differences, the control for the zoom is actually on the top. If you remember on my video explaining the Super Ride, the zoom was there, which I found a bit clumsy in using. This camera is nicer to use. The on-off switch is slightly different, and here you can see the lens going in and out. Loading a film, I found, was very straightforward, as you would expect from an automatic camera. In there, it's DX coded. If you are using a non-DX coded film, it will default to 100 ASA. Unlike the 220, where you could get the auto wide angle, you haven't. This is, a standard camera. This is a standard compact. And you could argue it's slight problematical in that it's quite a clunky compact. This isn't going to, go in a bad bag without you realising that it's there. It is a camera with some size. However, when using this camera, I quite liked the fact you had something of a size. It felt substantial. It was easy to use. It was easy to hold. The photographs I took were well exposed. They were sharp. I found the camera to be reliable. The batteries are a little bit of a pain because from my memory it's these 123 batteries, which are not the cheapest of batteries to obtain. However, these batteries can easily be obtained on websites and in camera shops for a price. Easy to load the batteries there. Interesting little lock there, not the easiest of locks. And like the Super Zoom, one of the aspects of this camera is you have got a number of flash options. You can have it on, off, you can have a fill-in flash, and you can have a multiple flash. So that actually gives you quite a lot of options. I'm not quite sure why one would need so many options of the flash on a compact camera, but I think this is this is into the development of compact cameras. You could say compact cameras went from about 1980s. This sort of zoom type compact basically went from the mid 80s to the early noughts. These can be obtained moderately cheaply. They're not going to set the world on fire, but for a quick, simple camera, the Olympus may be one that you might want to try out. And it's a lot cheaper than the MUs and the other Olympus cameras, but still has sharp, clear images. So I took the camera to Southampton and had a very pleasant day walking through the park. Typical autumn day. We have a memorial here. The camera was quick on focusing. Here we have a department store that is closing. It was a very grey day, but that suited my mood. It suited the building, as I felt. Southampton has an incredible array of old and new buildings. It is a port on the south coast of England and has an immense history. I was fascinated by these old buildings, and again, this compact camera, if you're wandering around doing street photography, I found it absolutely ideal. It's the sort of camera no one else notices, so you don't bring attention to yourself. The right angle zoom is fine for the majority of shots. I did like the wide angle 220 camera that I talked about previously. This compact, as I said in the introduction, is straightforward. It's not going to set the world alight, but it is functional. The viewfinder is extremely easy to see. It's very clear, as you would expect. And sometimes you just want to shoot. You don't want to think about setting stuff for it's at the end of the day, surely what is important in photography is what you see, and this camera enables you to focus on your subject, point and shoot. I had an enjoyable afternoon in Southampton and hope you enjoy the photographs.